All right, John. Big turnout today here at the Dallas
Oh yes,
Comic
and it's
Con.
all because of me.
That's right. How has your experience been so far here?
It's been great. I love Dallas, and this venue is amazing. So this is very special to me. Yeah, I've been to the Dallas Con before, but not in this spot.
When did you get your start? How long have you been an artist for? Was it when you were a little kid? I know a lot of artists. They've started 2 years old, 3 years old.
Right. I didn't start till I was about 9, and I began doodling because my father brought home was working on a cover of Daredevil. I think it was number 12 with Kazar on the cover. And I remember asking him all about it, and he explained to me what it was. He was a superhero, and he was blind, and that just blew me away. And from then on, I started doodling. And then I doodled all through my teenage years, high school years, and went to school for advertising, and went up to Marvel, and that's just basically what happened.
Do you remember your very first superhero you drew?
The very first superhero I drew, yes, was the Prowler. I was 13 years old, and he actually got mentioned. He got used in the Spider-Man issue, and I got credit for it. So that's very, very special to me.
Let's talk about The Amazing Spider-Man, especially with the movie coming out next summer. What do you think about this franchise? And it must have been very joyful to be able to do artwork for Spider-Man.
Doing the character is one thing. That's always an honor. But to have it go on so long and have the character be so successful so long, and then I got a chance to do it 3 or 4 times in 15 years worth, and follow my father while I was doing it. It's just a complete fantasy to me, and I love every second of it. And the movie's going to do well because the character's a good character, but the writing will have to be good. If it's a lousy screenplay, then it's going to be a lousy movie. So no matter how good the character is, it's got to be a good story. I'm continuing the Kick-Ass series, and I have 3.5 issues to go of the second arc, and then I can do stuff of my own. I'm doing Avengers in the meantime, and then I'm going to do the third arc of Kick-Ass.
All right.
So that's all in the future.
Well, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
All right, Steve, first up, Dallas Comic Con 2011. It is bigger than ever.
Much bigger. I know, well, last time I was here, I was in a hallway.
Yeah.
Literally. You know, so this is great. I mean, it's really nice because it's been needing to expand for a while.
How are you enjoying your experience so far?
This is great. This is the one, you know, this is one of those cons where literally I have people that I've watched the kids grow up. I've been here, I come here so often. So I actually, you know, 2 minutes ago, I just, you know, another little kid came by and he's, you know, so I watched families of fans and stuff, so it's just great. It's really comfortable.
Now, a lot of people know the 30 Days a Night franchise. What are some upcoming projects? I know Wake the Dead is something that's in talks of film. And
yeah, Wake the Dead right now is at Slash from Guns N' Roses has a company called Slasher Films. So he picked up Wake the Dead, and we're, you know, I'm just waiting to see what happens. Right now, actually, we're going to start production next month. We start shooting Remains, which is a zombie thing that I did for the Chiller Network, and we start shooting in June. We're shooting in Connecticut, so that's happening. We'll be on I think it'll be on air probably September, November, somewhere around there. So, you know, got things going. And then the one I'm most excited about right now is Criminal Macabre. It was picked up by Universal, which is my Cal McDonald character that I do tons of stuff with. So, you know, they picked that up, and you know. Wait, you know, with the Hollywood stuff though, I generally like once it's set up, I just go and do my comic books and wait to see what happens with the movies.
And what got you started? What got you into writing?
I was always a fan. I mean, you know, really, I always say Richard Matheson and I Am Legend got me into writing. Once I read that book, it was like this guy made me want to write so bad. And you know, for a long time, I wanted to make movies and comics. You know, I just want to do a little bit of everything. I started publishing in 1985. So, you know, and I just came out of the gate self-publishing because I'd come out of the DC music scene, Discord Records and things like that. And we put on our own shows, we put out our own records, we booked our own tours. So when it came to do comic books, I was like, oh, I guess I'll do it myself.
Now, one thing when you come to these Comic Cons, and one thing you see is independent writers and artists. What is your advice for those independent writers that, you know, want to come up into the mainstream?
Yeah, the one thing I'm talking about now is, you know, because of the way the industry is looking, it's more possible than ever to reach our fans directly. So I'm really encouraging, you know, creators to do it themselves. Do it themselves right now because the small publishers can't take the strain anymore. You know, you've only got Image, IDW, Boom, Dark Horse. They can't take the chance with these creator-owned projects. It might not happen. So my biggest advice is don't sit around waiting for people. Don't, you know, and I didn't. I started in the 80s. I published myself. just to get that first project going, just to get, because I know that's the biggest frustration with up-and-coming creators. They can't get that first step, and it drives them insane. But if you do it yourself, there's nobody's going to stop you.